Today, on the Comic Book Report, I'll be doing an unboxing for the Nightwing hardcover collection, Leaping into the Light, Volume 1, by Tom Taylor and Bruno Redondo. Stick around and check it out. Greetings from Bloodhaven, everyone. My name is Dominic, and you're watching the Comic Book Report, where we review comic books and graphic novels so you can get an idea of what to read. Today, we're on the new Nightwing collection, and I cannot wait. Before we dive into the unboxing, just a quick spoiler warning. I will be flipping through the entirety of today's collection. You've been warned. Alright, and here is today's box. As you can see, I did open this right before I filmed the video, actually. I wasn't sure what was in this box. It seemed a little bit smaller than I had expected, so I opened up, realized what it was, and quickly put it back together for filming purposes. But that's probably why you notice the labeling is ripped off, and I replaced the tape with a little piece of packing tape so I can do an unboxing still. As you can see, I went ahead and ordered this from Amazon. I did a pre-order through them. I'm always a little nervous when I get stuff from them because I feel like their packaging is never overly amazing. That being said, this book looks beautiful. A couple things to note right from the top is that this is a hardcover edition, but it is standard size. It is not an oversized hardcover. Also worth noting is that the collection itself is on a more matte style print paper. It's a little better than what I saw in the Batman Rebirth Deluxe Volume 4 and 5, at least in my opinion, but definitely not one of those full glossy prints either. It's kind of a weird sort of hybrid, but I would say it's definitely more of a matte print. And I don't know if you can spot it on the back there. I'm a little bummed. Mine has a little bit of a puncture mark on the back. Really odd, but is what it is. Next, we're going to go ahead and take a quick look under the dust jacket. There is some under the dust jacket art, and it's pretty breathtaking. Love when they do this. I've been seeing it more in Marvel and DC books, and I just love it. It's free art. I'd also like to say today's collection comes in at about 160 pages, and this volume collects Nightwing issues 78 through 83, but it is a volume 1. And after I go ahead and tuck this book back into its dust jacket, I can go ahead and start making my way through the collection proper. And wow, what can I say about this new Nightwing collection? I think first and foremost, I just want to say I am a Nightwing fan, and I know I actually just did a video on the first New 52 Nightwing collection. I really enjoyed this character. I love him. He's my favorite Robin, and I love to see how dynamic this character is across his history. And how this particular run from Tom Taylor was kind of advertised to me. It was said that this was a collection that helps Nightwing stand in his own right amongst the A-lister superheroes in the DC universe. Even though he hasn't been a sidekick for a long time, there's always been this thing on Nightwing, I feel like, that he's been treated as kind of a B-lister. I've always liked him, but I've heard that this is Tom Taylor's effort to kind of promote him higher in everyone's regard. Does it make that claim? I don't know. Because confession time, guys, this is my first time reading this collection, and at the time of this recording, I've only read the first issue. And I love it so far, and I can't wait to read the other issues collected in this volume. And right from the jump here, as someone who hasn't really read this collection yet, I'm just kind of looking at it for the first time, and I have to say the pencil work, the color work, everything done here is just stunning. Bruno Redondo is the primary penciler and artist on this book, and he's done really good work. I don't know if I'm crazy, but I feel like this is almost like 90s inspired. It has kind of a cartoony feel, but it's very clean line work and just beautiful. The colors really pop. I like what they do with the kind of warmer shades that are kind of pasteled, and that kind of contrasted with the blues that follow Nightwing everywhere. It's really pretty and kind of understated. It kind of gives this whole book this feeling of kind of dusk, twilight, when that light is kind of just so. And I really do like it. It's a very interesting style, and it's just very striking. As far as the writing itself by Tom Taylor, I know he's kind of an it guy right now. I haven't read some of his more prolific works. I know one of the things I read from him kind of most recently, and it was a while ago, was his run on Injustice. I read some of that and really enjoyed it. But I've seen him kind of blow up in popularity over the last couple years, and I've heard that this is a very, very good piece of writing from him. Like I said, I love the first issue. I'm drawn in immediately. It feels super strong, and I'm eager to see what else it has. And as far as where Nightwing is when this book picks up, I can't really speculate too much on the count of, honestly, the last time I caught up with Nightwing was about halfway through the New 52 run, so I'm not really clear on what's happened to him since then. I know at one point he was like a super spy, at one point he had amnesia. I'm passingly aware of some of the stuff that happened to him during Batman's Rebirth run and some of the crossovers, so I'm kind of loosely aware of what's happened to him. But as far as I'm concerned, this is the return to form. He's in Bloodhaven, he's back in his blue and black, and he's good old Nightwing again. From a lot of the people I know who kept up with the book through the early Rebirth era, it sounds like this was a real breath of fresh air, a real good return to form, as I said earlier, and that's exciting to me as someone who wants to just jump back into this character. I have been pretty curious about how his early Rebirth stuff is, mostly because I love those oversized hardcover editions. So if any of you have read the Rebirth early era Nightwing stuff, let me know in the comments. I'd love some more reviews on how that grouping of issues were. But anyway, back to this collection in my hands. From my understanding, this is a great jumping on point for new readers, or like myself, returning Nightwing fans. I think that's why they went ahead and named this a Volume 1, even though we start on issue 78. Wow, guys, I honestly can't believe I'm holding this in my hands. This was honestly one of my most anticipated releases in the second half of this year, and I'm so excited I get to read it before I go into the new year. One of the things that's kind of difficult for me as someone who has this YouTube channel but who really only reads collected editions is that I hear all this buzz about these books months and months in advance, and I kind of try to dodge spoilers and wait for these editions to come out that collect the first couple issues. So I've heard great things about it. The bar is set super high, and honestly, I haven't had too many spoilers done for me, so I'm really excited to go ahead and jump in. One of the positives about being a collected edition collector, though, is that I do get to hear the most buzzy, trendy, popular series so that I can kind of trim the fat as to what I buy. You know, I've heard that this is good, so I feel fairly confident to invest in it because I already like the character already. And so far, I'm really impressed. I love the first issue. I love the look of this book. It's really well made. I think personally, I would have loved to see glossier paper stock as well as an oversized edition. I think holding a lot of oversized books lately, I've been a little spoiled. So having a standard size hardcover that's only 6 issues is a little bit underwhelming. But at the same time, I'm so happy they released it, and I'm happy they chose to do a hardcover rather than a softcover. And they even threw in some extras at the back. Who could want more? Anyway, guys, that's your first look and unboxing of this new Nightwing Leaping into the Light hardcover by Tom Taylor and Bruno Redondo. Until next time, this has been the Comic Book Report. Thank you so much for watching. Please consider subscribing and checking out some of the other videos on my channel. Have a good one.